Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on. Okay. I got to unmute everybody.
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Well, I don't know where Rachel's at. We had to do different kitchens because I didn't want to be in Nixa tonight when it was real icy and stuff.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. So I came back to Springfield. I'm just in my kitchen.
Oh, neat. How many is joining us tonight?
Well, 41 people asked for the recipes.
Oh, that's good.
Fun. Yeah. That's so fun. Okay. Hi, Payri. Can you hear me? She's on mute too. But I don't know where Rachel's at.
I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay. I'm gonna now go over to Facebook Live. Ready? Everybody ready to be live on Facebook? Okay. Oh my gosh, how funny. All right, log in. Okay, hang on, guys. Facebook wants me to do a. Okay. Rachel, are you guys on yet? No, she's not on yet. They want to send, Facebook wants to send me a code. Oh, man. All right, bear with me. Let's go back. Okay. Hi, guys. Oh, hi, Kat. Kat's here too. All right. So Debbie's, got some more people in the waiting room. Oh, there's Rachel. There's Sarah. There's Debbie. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. All right.
Okay. Donna's.
Okay. We're getting there. Hi, Rach. Where are you?
I'm got to get my video started.
Okay. Very good. I haven't gotten Facebook. We're not on Facebook yet.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still getting.
Here we go. Okay. I need to raise up my video here.
Yeah, we can't see your face.
Connie's here.
Hi, Connie.
Hi, Sonia.
Hey, how are you?
Hey. Okay. We got to raise this up a little bit so you can see. Oh, a bowl works. So you made it home, Donna?
I did. We've had some Zoom, our internet issues in the last 30 minutes. So hopefully we'll stay on.
Okay.
Everything's going to go smoothly.
Yay. That's better, don't you think? But then I need to be able to show my board. That doesn't work.
Hold on.
Well, I can pick it up.
Should I move?
I can pick it up.
Follow me around.
Thanks, everybody, for being patient with us.
Yeah. Does everybody have their recipe?
No,
Sonia, you don't have your recipe?
no,
Okay, you'll just have to follow along.
I will.
I was trying
Okay.
to think, Connie, can you, Donna's going to do it. You don't have the recipes?
Don't even.
Okay, I have the recipes.
Okay.
Sonia,
For anybody-
do you want the recipes?
Yeah, can you email them or what?
Yeah. Yeah, we can email
Okay.
them. Let me think. I just had them. Here they are. Okay, let me email it to you. Yeah, she is. Donna's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Connie, come over here and peel the carrots. Okay, let's see, Sonia.
All right. Too fun. So I'm still being Facebook challenged.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Can you pull up Sonia's email and email that to her. That's the
I can go look
recipes.
upstairs.
Okay. Connie's gonna send those to you, Sonia.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Getting closer and closer. All right. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Okay. Facebook Live. Everybody say a little prayer. Live on Facebook, and we're still not in. This endpoint is deprecated and will not be accessible once the net. What? Manage. Okay. Excellent. All right. Okay, I think we're getting close. Going live. Here we go. You guys ready to be live? Okay.
Are we on?
I think we're on. Hi,
Yay.
Hey,
guys. On
how many's on with
Facebook.
us?
Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'll tell you what, 41 people asked for the recipes. So
Awesome.
So hopefully we have lots more coming on. So hi, everyone. Okay, so we have Sonia and Callie and Kat and Debbie and Perry and Sarah and Vanessa on so far. So hi, Rachel.
Hey,
So,
Donna.
okay, guys. So thank you for just helping us kind of figure all this out. We did this 2 weeks ago or so, Rachel, where we did a live cooking segment for our Thursday night class. And it was fun, but we couldn't see what you guys were cooking because we did it on Facebook Live. So we decided to do it on a Zoom meeting and Facebook Live. So anybody that was cooking in their kitchen could show us what they were cooking, and we could really share. We could get everybody's kitchen. And so this is kind of our new Zoom world. But we're making it work, and we're being creative, and we're thinking outside the box, and we're doing a lot of different stuff, and getting more comfortable with being kind of like authentic. Isn't that what they call it when you mess up and you
Yeah,
don't know what
very
you're doing?
authentic.
So authentic. So that's Sarah. Okay, very good. So Rachel, you want to tell us about the recipes and kind of how we're going to go tonight?
Okay, well, I'm going to take you through one of the recipes that we shared with you was for chicken Parmesan. And the recipe I sent, I think, is very family friendly with the ingredients. It has very few ingredients. It's just a healthier version of a chicken Parmesan. Usually, if you go out to eat, it has a lot of breading. If you do, it's dredged in flour and then fried. And so we just want to tweak it a little bit to make it a little bit healthier. So that's why we're using the almond flour, because if you don't do gluten, the almond is a good choice. Plus you're getting a little bit more protein and healthy fat with the almond flour.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. So I'll take you through that. And then the other recipe is for the Zoodles. So again, we just wanted to make it more nutrient dense instead of doing a pasta type noodle with the chicken, doing a vegetable type noodle. And, with the weather, I didn't make it to Price Cutter. So I told Donna, we're just going to make carrot Zoodles. So it would be the same way that you would make zucchini. So we're improvising on that. And then the marinated onions and vinaigrette to go with the salad. I was going to show you how to do that just because it's super quick. They're so tasty, and you can use that vinaigrette as a salad dressing. So yeah. And then Donna, you're doing dessert.
I'm doing dessert. Yes, every few years, I get really excited and start to dabble in cheesecakes. And this has been way since I was a Whole Foods dietitian. And I like to have like a cheesecake base and then try lots of different flavors and combinations and toppings. And I've kind of done that for probably 25 years. And so now I've experiment with like sugar-free cheesecakes and that kind of thing. And I think they have great sugar substitutes now that bake so well that you can do some really cool things and really explore different flavors. A couple of years ago for Christmas, I asked everybody in my family what their favorite flavor was, and I made them their own little cheesecakes with that flavor in it. And I think I had a lot more fun with it than they did. So they're like, huh, okay. But anyway, so that's what we did. But anyway, so this has been one that's kind of my favorite. This is when I like when I'm going through a sweets time where I want to have sweets every night. I kind of make this one and it's already finished. So I have the finished product and I'll show you how to make it, but I'm making a chocolate chip cheesecake. And to me, Valentine's is always about Italian food and chocolate. So that's kind of why we make, like why Rachel picked the recipes that she did and why I'm doing the chocolate cheesecake. And I might even try and do a ganache on top. So we're going to try that tonight too. So because my cheesecake cracked a little bit, so it's not super pretty, but if we put a pretty chocolate ganache on top, nobody knows that your cheesecake cracked. So we'll try and do all of that tonight. So yeah. So Rachel, are you ready
Start
to?
the chicken?
Yes,
You guys
yes,
have a
perfect.
recipe for the chicken? Okay. So I need to angle this so you can see my cutting board. Can you see that? Okay. Okay, so this is my chicken, and in the recipe, you need 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast, thinly sliced or pounded to 1/2 inch thickness. And I'm not gonna pound it, I'm just gonna butterfly it so it's thinner. So I do this with every chicken that I make. So I'm gonna, and I washed my hands. So I'll show you. Do you guys usually butterfly your chicken? Is that something you normally do? Donna, do you do that?
No, but I think that's a great idea.
Just, I'm always trying to find ways to cook things faster. And so the thinner things are, the faster it will cook. So there is a trick. One of the ladies that I follow, she cooks, and it's kind of easier to cut chicken if it's just a little bit more frozen. So she'll put like her chicken in the freezer just for a touch, just to get it a little bit more frozen. It makes it hold together. So what I do is I just take my chicken breast, I lay it on its side, and then I cut it down the middle to make it a little thinner. Okay. And then it will cook faster. So now it's thin like this. Okay, so I'm just going to do that for each of the pieces. And, you know, pounding. Oh, sorry, it muted my.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Rachel, unmute. I think I got everybody messed up.
Okay.
Sorry.
But anyway, you can adjust this recipe for how many you need. So I'm just going to make this for 4, or I guess the recipe's for 6. So I'm going to cut the last one. Okay. And then the next step is I've got to mix up the dry ingredients. So I'm going to go wash my hands after touching raw chicken.
I can mix them up for you if you want me to.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to.
Yeah, no. Oh, well, I was going to show it.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just set that. I'm going to go wash my hands. So now we're gonna do the breading part. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this over and I'm gonna put the dry ingredients in here. So yeah, we gotta mix all the dry ingredients in here and that's what we're gonna dredge the chicken in. So it calls for 1 1/4 cup of almond flour. This is the almond flour, this Blue Diamond, that's at Sam's, but you can also use almond flour that I've gotten at Aldi. I don't know why, but now it's hard to find almond flour at Walmart. But Mama Jean's also has it in the bulk section. So if you're local, you can look there. This is a brand new bag. Oh no, I might need scissors. It didn't tear. So yeah, I like when I make meatballs or meatloaf, I use almond flour instead of, all-purpose flour or crackers or something, and it holds together just fine with the almond flour.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and it's a really nice fine texture. So, and if you bake for gluten-free items too, the almond flour is a good choice. So we need 1 1/4 cups. Sorry, I got things. I'm going to measure out 1 1/4 cups of almond flour. Okay. And for the breading, and then you need 1/4 cup of tapioca or arrowroot powder. This is just for the breading and the thickening. If you don't have these and you aren't gluten-free, you can just use all-purpose flour. That will be fine. Okay, so add 1/4 cup. Salt.
Any salt?
Yeah, I might get salt and black pepper. 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. That's how I measure. Oh, okay. And this is the Redmond's real salt. I don't know if you can see the color of it is pink, but we really like using Redmond's because of the, well, number one, it doesn't have any sugar added to it. Because a lot of times salt companies add sugar to prevent caking. And you can look on Redmond's Real Salt on their website and they give the profile for the mineral content. And so it's a great way to get those minerals in. So I'm just adding 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is how I measure. Accurate. That's why I'm not a baker. Donna's the baker. I don't measure anything. And onion powder. This is just from Aldi, and garlic powder. So this is also the breading that I use whenever I make salmon patties or tuna patties. This same mixture will work. Okay, so then I'm just going to stir this around because we're going to dredge the chicken in that. Okay, and then make sure that's mixed pretty good. You see that? Okay, and then I'm going to crack my egg in here for the breading. Okay, so I've got my egg. I'm just gonna.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah.
We're hearing kind of an echo, I think, and I don't know why. So I'm gonna get off Facebook Live for a second and then maybe try and get back on and see if we can get rid of that echo. Are you guys hearing that echo?
No, we don't hear an echo.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna heat this skillet up and then I'm gonna show you how to bread the chicken. Sorry, I need a skillet.
Skillet?
Yeah.
Okay, it's over here. Oh, okay. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put avocado oil in my skillet to brown the chicken in because the avocado oil you can heat to a high temperature. So I'm going to pour that in my skillet.
Okay, I think we got rid of the echo,
Okay.
but I'm wondering if I should go try and do Facebook Live again.
Is that right, honey?
What are you doing?
Heating up this skillet. Is that what?
Oh, yeah.
Is that,
That's like
is that
medium
too
high.
Oh, okay.
Where do you
So
want it at?
Probably medium high.
Oh,
I mean,
medium high?
not where it's gonna splatter or anything.
Okay.
Okay. Is there still an echo, Donna?
No, I don't think so. I think it's gone.
Okay. Okay, so my skillet is preheating. Now I'm going to dip the chicken pieces in the egg, shake off the excess, and then I'm going to coat it in our dry mixture. I'm going to do a couple at a time. Any questions so far? Does anybody have any questions? No?
I don't think so. It looks delicious.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, and just all the seasoning that's in the breading will just flavor the chicken so great. So just be really liberal with seasoning because it just makes it taste so much better. So that's all that will fit in there. So I've got my chicken and then I'm just gonna bread it. So just like you would with your, all-purpose flour. This almond flour is so nice because it's so fine that
Yeah.
it just coats it really beautiful. Okay. So again, and then also whenever you're browning and kind of like with this where it has a little bit of a coating to it, you don't want to overcrowd your pan. So you want it to be able to cook evenly. Okay. So those are just nicely thin. So again, if this is a great way to make healthier chicken tenders too for your kids. Okay, so I'm gonna go put these in the preheated skillet and then I'll brown dredge the rest.
Okay. All right. So is anybody cooking at home? If you are, show us what you're doing. Turn on your videos.
Is anybody cooking?
That's okay. That's all right. We're all getting the hang of this.
Is anybody cooking with us? Just watching. Okay.
That's wonderful.
Okay. Okay.
Looks delicious, Rachel.
Yes, everybody loves to look at raw chicken, isn't it just great?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So again, if you're making tuna or salmon patties, you would do the exact same thing. You put your patty in the flour mixture and then coat it and then brown it in the avocado oil. Okay, I'm putting the last of this away and then I am going to wash my hands, clean up the raw chicken area and get ready to make the carrot zoodles. So Donna, if you want to do anything.
Sure. Yeah, I could start I could start making the cheesecake if you guys are good with that. So if you've got the cheesecake recipe, of course, it starts with lots of cream cheese, and we don't want to skimp on with the cheap stuff. So we definitely have the Philadelphia cream cheese in here, and I always encourage you to get the real stuff, as you know. So I'm going to read the ingredients on this Philadelphia cream cheese because I'm all about that. Pasteurized milk and cream, salt, carabine gum, cheese culture. That's it. So I think that's pretty clean. And cream cheese doesn't have much protein in it. So it's not going to be something you're going to like, I always think about it. We leave it on the counter overnight when I'm going to make cheesecake so that it softens, or leave it out for a little bit. Well, it's pretty safe to do that because it's so high fat. So anyway, so that's what I did. I'm going to use 3 blocks or 3 8 ounces of the cream cheese. to start off with. And actually this cream cheese is not soft at all because I left it in my car today. And as you know, it was 12 degrees or something, but I think it's softening up now. I think I'll be okay. So that's what we start with. And I'm going to use, as I said, a non-caloric sweetener. Tell me what's your favorite non-caloric sweetener that you're using out there for baking? Payri, I know you use a couple. Yeah, I see Payri still on there. She's the master at figuring all this baking out. She's amazing with what she does, makes banana bread and apple bread and all kinds of really cool stuff. So, so what do you guys like to use for your, your non-caloric sweetener with baking? Anybody have any suggestions?
Donna, this is Payri. I use the one that's in your hand.
You do? Yeah.
Probably the most.
Yes.
I have used the Swerve. Swerve comes in a confectioner, granulated, and a brown sugar. And we kind of got the brown sugar so that we could make oatmeal cookies at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Use the regular Swerve, but honestly, I think that what you have, the pure that's in your hand, for me, does the best. As far as budget goes, I think you get more bang for your buck using that one. Just remember that it's always half or a little less. I would say a half and a smidge less on
I
that.
agree
But
with you.
I also make pudding, and we use the Fairlife milk, and then we use that as the sweetener and cocoa and things, and you can get a really nice little low carb, high protein, kind of dessert too. But that's my go-to, the one right there.
Yeah. I think you need to share that recipe real quick, Payri, with your pudding. I still haven't done it, but it sounds like deadly.
So the pudding, if you like pudding, and it's not a pie filling, because technically with a pie filling you have eggs in it, but it's the Hershey pudding recipe, and it's 2 1/4 cups of milk. If I'm doing it for me, I use whole milk and I use sugar. But if Taylor does it, she uses the Fairlife whole milk and the pure. It's a 1/4 cup of cocoa. It would be 1/3 cup of the sweetener, the pure sweetener, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and a smidge of salt. So I think that's all the ingredients would be your sugar, cocoa, salt, and cornstarch. And then I take a little whisk and I mix all that up, and then I slowly add the milk because the cocoa will just fly all over the place. And then you can microwave it. And
how long do you microwave it?
So I do it at 2-minute intervals. So 2 minutes and then whisk. And by about 4 minutes, it really begins to kind of thicken. And by 6, so you kind of want it in a fairly deep. I have one of those, I'm not promoting, but a Pampered Chef mixing bowl that's got the little spout on it. I use the big one.
Yep.
At about 6 minutes, it begins to thicken and kind of boil up a little bit. And I usually go for a minute more, and it's really nice and thick. And then I add 2 tablespoons of butter and a teaspoon of real vanilla, stir it up, and pour it in my little dishes. And we get anywhere from 5 to 6 little pudding cups. And so I forget how it shakes.
That sounds really wonderful.
Yeah, it's a really good dessert.
Yeah. And it's contributing nutrition. It's not just delicious, but it's got lots of great stuff in it, and we don't have to feel guilty at all. You're actually adding nutrition to your body. How cool is
Donna
that?
And Rachel, so the pure, because I use the pure too, but I've never cooked with it. I use it. And so as I understand, you do half of whatever the sugar it calls for sugar, you do half.
Yeah. And Payri's right. It almost gets a little too sweet to me when you do it that way. I do just a little bit less also. And I think for this recipe, we're just doing a half a cup. That's all the pure that has to be in for this recipe. And it's plenty sweet. So yeah, it makes it so sweet. So yeah, definitely.
And Sonia, this is Payri again. Sorry. But when I was doing the banana nut bread, You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't always look real pretty in the bowl,
Uh-huh.
the sweetener. I mean, you know, but don't let that make you think that you've wasted your time and dump it. Go on and bake it. I mean, because it really does. It bakes nice. It doesn't change the texture or anything like that. But it does look a whole lot different than what we're used to looking at if you're using, you know, like creaming butter and adding sugar and those kinds of things. So don't let that
Okay.
gross you out.
I'm going to try that with banana bread because I that's one thing I miss. I really
Yes.
miss sweets, you know,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so yeah, I'm going to
Yeah,
try
and-
it. Thanks, Barry.
Yeah, and we substituted at Donna's recommendation whole wheat flour instead of using an almond
Oh.
flour or something like that. I mean, I don't know what your plan is, but we used whole wheat flour and it's really good. It's nice and dense, and I'll quit stealing the show.
Yeah. No, this
I
is
love
what this
hearing it.
interactive cooking is all about. So this is so fun, so fun. So I was just going to read to you guys the ingredients on the Pure real quick. It's erythritol, it's stevia, and that's it. Natural flavor. I don't know what natural flavor is, but don't forget what erythritol is. It's a sugar alcohol. So it acts like fiber. It kind of stays in your gut. So some people are very sensitive to sugar alcohols where it gives them some, and it really, again, it's the too much sugar alcohol that may give a little gassiness or a little cramping. I'm pretty sensitive to sugar alcohol and I don't have any problem with this at all. So, and some people are sensitive to some sugar alcohols and not other ones, but just kind of know that about this. I've had this happen many times in my career. I'm sure Rachel has too, where a patient comes in and they talk about how much they're not feeling well. They're having so much gassiness and cramping in their stomach. And then you find out they are hooked on this new sugar-free ice cream or something. And you're like, ooh, there you go. I'm betting that sugar-free ice cream alcohol in it, and I'm betting that's what's causing your problem. So anyway, so just kind of the two little kind of asterisks by that sugar alcohol, just so everybody remembers that. So yeah. Are you ready, Rachel? You want me to keep going? Hi, Connie.
Oh, Donna said hi. Hi. Okay, the chicken looks great. It is browning, and isn't it getting a nice
Yeah, it
crispy
smells
coating on
so
it? Yeah,
It smells so
it
good.
does smell. So that's frying. And then I'll have to do 2 batches so I don't crowd the pan. So Connie's gonna man the skillet, and then she's going to add the last chicken piece. So what I'm gonna do is so what you do is you go ahead and you cook the chicken all the way through, and then just to reheat the marinara, you're gonna put the marinara in the bottom of your Pyrex, and then put your chicken breasts on top. And then if you do cheese, then go ahead and put cheese on top, and then you put it in the oven just to kind of warm and melt everything. But I was going to show you, this is like one of my favorite marinaras. That's from Aldi. And this is something that you have to check ingredients for sugar on. The ingredients are just tomatoes, puree, onions, salt, garlic, and spices. So no sugar, and it's delicious. So that's what I use whenever I make spaghetti or meatballs. And I think it's like $2 or $3 a jar, So anyway, I'm gonna put that in the bottom. And then I'm gonna make those carrot noodles. So let me see that. I'll just go ahead and do all of it. So that's in the bottom. And then we'll just put the cooked chicken on top. Okay, so moving over to the lemon garlic zoodles, we're gonna modify it. And I'm just gonna use carrots because that's what I have. So I didn't want to stop and get zucchinis, but zucchini, you could make zucchini noodles, or you could also buy the frozen zucchini noodles at Walmart. They have them by Green Giant. If you have a spiralizer, then you could spiralize your zucchini or squash and use that. But one of my favorite recipes is a Danielle Walker recipe, and instead of rice noodles, she uses carrot noodles. So I'll just show you. I'm going to peel the outer part of the carrot and get that off. And then I'm just going to make my carrot ribbons. And these are going to be my zoodles. So, like a little bowl to put those in. And then I just peel them, and then when I get to the little nub, I give it to my dog to eat because he loves to eat carrots. So you just keep it. And then if you have kids cooking with you or grandkids that want to cook with you, you know, Owen can do this. He's now 7, but he could, you know, 5 or 6-year-olds, they can use the vegetable peeler. And that would be a great way to get them in the kitchen. Tucker, does Tucker want to do his zoodle? Yeah. Noodles? Really? So anyway, they're gonna, but this is just a way to make it more nutritious. Okay, and then I'm gonna go heat up a skillet and put in my oil and garlic and saute and lemon juice, and then put in my noodles and saute those. Okay, but real quick, I was gonna show you the marinated onion recipe. There's a lady that I follow. Her name is Terry Turner, and her handle is No Crumbs Left. And on Instagram, again, her name's Terry Turner, and her blog is No Crumbs Left. And I love watching her cooking videos. So it's whole foods cooking. And one of her most famous, you've seen it, Connie, right, is the marinated onions. She calls them her magic elixir. Just because if you love onions, they're wonderful to put on any topping on your salad. But what is so great is that the dressing that they're marinating in, you can use as your salad dressing. So Donna and I always talk about the types of oils that we want you to use. We want to avoid soybean, canola, and vegetable oil because those are pro-inflammatory. And the oil we want you to use is olive oil or avocado oil. Those are the best kinds. So I went to our favorite place, Tantera Farms, and Clayton is so knowledgeable about the different types of olive oils. This one is the Spanish Branti. Oh, I don't know how you say that. Can you see that? I'll have to type it in there. How do you think you say it? Brontiano. That's how you say it, Connie said. So that must be like a Spanish, that goes along with our cooking of Italian, Spain. I don't know.
Oh, right.
But anyway, he said that this one is the highest in polyphenols. And so, yes, so that's why I selected that one. Okay, so you're gonna slice up your onion. Let's see.
You want a different knife?
No, that one's clean. See that? Oh, how's the chicken doing?
It's doing good.
Okay.
Donna, while she's doing that, you know, Perry's recipe for the pudding. What does the cornstarch do for us? Anything? Is that what is it? I mean, I know what it is, but I mean, is it anything that we need to be careful of, or
No,
I want to make this as soon as we get off here.
Bye, Sonia. She's gone. She's making pudding. So no, the cornstarch really probably isn't contributing any nutrition, but it's I don't think there's enough in it that we're concerned about how many carbs are in it or anything like that.
Awesome.
You could always use xanthan gum too, but that's if you want to even be lower in carb, but I wouldn't worry about it. I think that's okay. It's a great recipe. Yeah, I think it's a great recipe. And then while Rachel's cutting the onions, I'm just going to go ahead and I already put in my cream cheese and my eggs in here, and I'm going to add my erythritol to the or my pure to the cream cheese mixture, I'm also putting 2 tablespoons of coconut flour into my cheesecake. And that helps the texture just kind of get a little bit smoother and kind of thicker a little bit. I know a lot of, again, over the years of doing cheesecakes, that adding about 2 tablespoons of regular flour kind of helps the just how to make it creamy and makes it the texture a little bit better. So now instead of the regular flour, I'm doing the coconut flour, and I think it has the same great attributes or characteristics of what the wheat flour does. So I'm putting that in there. I'm going to use a little bit of vanilla, and that's about it for the cheesecake. And so when I get that done, then I'll show you the chocolate chips that I'm using in my finished product. But I wanted to mix that up on mute while Rachel was doing the rest of hers, so you guys don't have to listen to my blender or my mixer going. So any questions about that so far? Yeah, so this is high fat and almost carb free. So this is a pretty cool, another cool dessert if you want to have something around that's just kind of gives you that sweet fix for a little bit. So anyway, so I just wanted to share that, and I'll put that all the rest together. You guys can watch me, and then I'm gonna put it on under my mixer on where you don't have to listen to it. So so we're doing that next. So hi girls, we have students with us tonight from Cox College. So hello girls. So hi girls.
I love it. I love it that they're here.
Yeah. It's very fun, very fun. So, and also I'll show you guys how pretty that it just looks like sugar. That's the pure. So I've used, I'm like Payre, I've used this pure and I've used the Swerve before. And I don't know, the pure works great. I think you're right, Payre, it's a little bit more economical too. I think, I don't know, it's just a great product. I'm using that. And then, like I said, I'm just using about 2 tablespoons of the coconut flour in there as well. So we're using 2 tablespoons flour. I can see that. That's just going in there too. My other cheesecake story is that my son got married about 3 years ago, and they were having their food for their wedding was all the favorite foods of all the different parts of their family. And so they asked me to do the cheesecake. So I did 13 cheesecakes for Nick's wedding.
Oh
so it took me like a week. Like I was constantly having cheesecakes. It was a factory in there, but I loved it. You know what I mean? You just love it, being a part of it. And it was really, really fun. So, yes, it was my cheesecakes. I think I did a chocolate swirl, I think, that for his wedding. So, and then we did the ganache on the top. It was delightful. But I think I had like 5 cheesecakes too many. We were eating cheesecake for like weeks afterwards. So, but it was fun. All right. All right, Rachel, are you there? Mute. Okay. All right. I think we had to hop off Facebook. So after we get done tonight, we'll go ahead and we'll post this live, this recording on Facebook so that they don't miss out on everything. Because I don't know, we'll have to figure out that echo problem that we were having and just so we're going to get better and better. Again, authentic, isn't that what we're being? So very cool. Very good. The other thing about cheesecakes tonight, I kind of just dumped everything in the bowl, but probably you really want to just do 1 egg at a time. And the key too is not to overbeat, because I think that's what makes it crack. And I didn't think I bait. What's the past tense of beat? Anyway, I think I overbeat my cheesecake because it did get a little cracked. So, but I think I tried to cool it down too fast. Anyway, who knows? But all right. Rachel, you ready?
Yes, I am ready. So, Connie
Okay,
wants to come in video. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Okay.
What is she doing?
Do what, Donna?
What's Connie doing?
Oh, she had to go get her phone. Okay,
Oh.
so these are the Magic Elixirs marinated onions from Terry Turner. So I have my thinly sliced onion. She uses red onions. I only had yellow, so that's what I use. And then I poured my olive oil over them. So you want them to be submerged in the oil. And now I'm going to add a tablespoon of dried oregano. Or you can use Italian seasoning. And a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, or you can do apple cider vinegar. Eyeball it. Look how easy this is for a salad dressing. Isn't it so easy? And then 1 to 2 teaspoons of high quality balsamic. And so this is, again, another Tantera Farms product. And this is the fig balsamic. Donna, you have a lot of these balsamics, don't you? 1, 2.
Yes. When you guys are finished, I'm going to show you one of my balsamics and tell you what I've done with what I made last weekend that was phenomenal. So I'll share that here in a little bit too.
Okay. So the nice thing about these is if you keep them submerged in the olive oil, you can keep them at room temperature on your counter. So once they sit for about 12 hours, they're marinated. And then this is what is like so priceless is the marinade. The onions infuse their flavor into the marinade and then all these great seasonings. And then I use this as a salad dressing. Yeah. And then I just use for the next couple days, these onions to top chicken or beef or like if you make tacos, they're delicious as a topping. So just try to add more vegetables to every dish. And this is another way to do that. So, okay. I'll show you all the chicken is done browning. There's just one piece in the skillet, but let me show you how crunchy it is. Okay, can you see? Doesn't that look great?
Looks so good.
So, doesn't that look so good? That looks like my grandma's fried chicken, and it was definitely not fried in a healthy way. So, but it's fabulous because there's hardly all the breading stayed on the chicken. And so I'm
Hey, Rachel,
yes, Sonia.
you were talking about slicing the chicken breasts in half. I didn't know if you knew Aldi sells thinly sliced chicken breasts. If you don't ever.
Yes, and I've used that before, Sonia, and I love it. Yeah, because you're right, it will cook so much faster.
Yeah.
I think those I got, it was from Walmart.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you're right. As a time saver, that would save time. Yeah. And you know, I love Aldi. We got to get Donna on board.
Yeah, I've told Donna that before.
I know.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I just love seeing their new things every week that they get. So
yeah,
their quality has improved quite a bit. Let's see, there's a message in chat. Let me check and see who that is. Oh, thank you for the recipe. There, Sonia, can you see the recipe? Is that for the pudding?
Pay resent it. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Good.
Is
That's
there a way
great.
to post that on Bright Sky on Facebook too? Will that go on the
Probably.
recipe? I think people would
Yeah.
love that. I mean, like I can't wait to get off here and try.
Sonia's like, I'm out of here. Let me see if I can copy and paste it.
Yeah, I copied it. I can probably
you did.
paste it
Okay,
later.
okay.
Yeah, but you can too, Rachel. That's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
For my
it's not
own
in the best format. Typing on chat isn't my forte, but
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. I just saved that into my notes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. What's happening? What's happening? Do you guys want to hear from Connie?
About what?
Connie's hiding, Donna.
What?
I know.
Oh,
Well, I think I just
Except
gotta
for you.
wait for one more piece of chicken to brown, but everything.
Are you guys, your guys are also cooking the carrots? Is that what you're doing?
We're finishing up that one. We have one more piece of chicken that didn't fit in our skillet. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna take the chicken out and I'm gonna saute the carrot ribbons in the
Okay.
leftover oil with all the
Okay, cool.
chicken.
All right. Well, I can take back over talking about cheesecake if you want me to.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I got my cheesecake base finished here. You can see it. It's not too exciting. There's not much. It's just the eggs and the cream cheese and the flour and the sugar or the sweetener. So that's what's in here now. And then I'm using the Lily's chocolate chips. So these are the baking chocolate chips. So these are stevia sweetened chocolate chips. And so I put about a cup or half a cup. I bumped it up a little bit this morning when I made my final product. So I did, I don't know, 2/3 of a cup or so. I think that turned out just perfect. But let me show you really quickly how I prepare my pan. So I love springform pans, and you guys are, again, you know, I love her cheesecakes. I have every single size of springform pan. So I have these cute little ones that you can do like a mini cheesecake for your kiddos or your spouse or whatever. I have the 8-inch, I have 2 or 3 9 and 10-inch. I have every size of springform pan. But anyway, so what I like to do though is, so this, you notice that this cheesecake is a crustless cheesecake. That's the tricky part when it comes to trying to make like a low carb cheesecake, is the crust, because really the almond flour doesn't really hold together very well, and there's just not really a lot of great options. So I make it crustless, and what I do is I actually put a piece of parchment paper in the bottom of the springform pan before I put the ingredients in, or put the actual cake in here. So now it'll be really easy to cut. It won't stick to the bottom of the pan since I don't have a crust, and it works out great. So I'm going to show you just a real quick how I do that. And then we'll pop open the cheesecake and you can actually see the finished product, but we'll just use this little one that I have. So we have parchment paper at our house. And if you open up the springform pan, what I do is I put, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to cover the bottom of the springform pan. So I've got a scissors here. I'm just going to cut a square around it. Let's see. I'm going to kind of okay, so we're just going to cut that square. And then I'm going to put that just on the springform, the bottom of the springform pan like that. And then just put the springform, the top on right on over the top of it. So I'll show you how that works. And so you'll see it's kind of sticking out, but that's not a big deal. This isn't meant to be pretty, or nobody will ever see that if you're serving it. But we just have that. Now I can just pour the cheesecake dough in the bottom of the cheesecake right there in the middle of it, and bake it like that, because the parchment paper is safe to bake. So anyway, so that's my little trick for not letting the cheesecake stick to the bottom. And so here is my final product. So here's the cheesecake. So you guys can see it cracked somewhat, but like I said, I think I was trying to cool it down. So I baked this cheesecake on a 350 oven for about 40 minutes, and it was perfect. It could have maybe done just a little bit less. And so what I really want to check is just kind of shake the cheesecake and make sure it's not jiggly. Once it's like all set, it's okay if it's not complete, like it's not cracked in the middle or anything. So I wait till it's set like that. It wasn't browned or anything. It was actually turned out quite perfect. And then I'm going to run a knife around the outside of it, and we can pop off that side and you can really see what it looks like. So, and don't butter the sides of a springform pan, because that's how the springform pan works. So the cheesecake has to climb up the sides of it. So you don't want to butter the sides of it. You want it to actually be sticking to the sides of it. And that's what makes it actually rise. So anyway, just kind of another tip. So don't think you have to butter the springform pan. You guys probably know a lot of that already. So there is my cheesecake right there. And then I also can move it to another plate if I want to, since I've got that parchment paper. The parchment paper will just peel right off and I can serve it however I want to serve it. Do you guys have any questions about that? I'm gonna cut it.
Donna.
Yeah.
Okay, Donna, while you're doing that,
Yes.
I have my carrots in the skillet and they are sauteing with the last chicken piece. So I'm going to show you that. Doesn't that smell good? Yeah. I used garlic in there. Let me show you. This to me is such a time saver to already buy the minced garlic. Does anybody else buy the minced garlic? Like at first I felt really guilty about it. I don't know why, but it is such a time saver. You can just throw it in everything. And for garlic's health properties, I just try to add it to everything. So let me show you those carrots.
This is so convenient for me to be right in my kitchen. I can just reach and get what I need and
yeah,
kind of packing everything up.
Okay, so you know, Donna always talks about her low fat days. So in my low fat days, whenever I would brown any type of meat, I would always pour off all the yummy bits because it was all the fat, right? But now that's the best way to flavor your vegetables. So I just put my carrots straight into the oil with the garlic, and I added salt and pepper. And these are going to be your noodles. Don't they smell good, honey? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and layer them up because they're tender.
Rachel, so much great color. I love that.
Yeah. So there's our marinara sauce. And then I'm going to put our noodles down. And then I'm just going to put my chicken on top.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm layering the rest of the chicken. That was that last piece that didn't fit. So we just had to do a little bit of some batches. But this chicken looks so good. Connie and I, we're going to cut this piece up and eat it right now. That's what I've decided. I'm hungry. So anyway, and then you can top with your mozzarella cheese and then put this in the oven at 400 just until the cheese melts and the marinara warms. Okay. Okay, and Connie and I are going to taste the chicken. Connie, I touched your piece, but I mean, I love fried chicken, so I'm so excited about this. But look how yummy it looks.
Yeah.
The color and the texture. Connie, here's your piece.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna eat it.
That's awesome.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that.
So good.
So good.
Where are you, Connie?
Television.
Mhm.
Hi, Connie. We can't see very well. There we go. Hello.
All right.
Great to see you.
So what do you think of the flavor of the chicken? It's seasoned well, isn't it?
It's very good. Very, very good.
Yeah. There's one last thing I want to do, and then we'll wrap up. So I have the cheesecake, and like I said, it kind of cracked a little bit. So you can always cover that with a delicious ganache, and I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Start with heavy whipping cream. So I'm just going to grab that out of my refrigerator. So, and I'm not, everybody knows me. I'm the lazy cook. So this is not measured. I'm just going to say a third cup, a quarter cup, something like that of the whipping cream in this little bowl. And then I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of those sugar-free chocolate chips. I'm just going to add those right in. And then I'm going to do kind of what Payre said that she does with the pudding. I'm going to put this in the microwave for maybe a minute and stir it, another minute and stir it until it's all just sort of chocolatey and delicious. And so I'm doing about 3 tablespoons in here. I think that's going to be about right. So that's what I'm going to kind of do with that. And then we can pour it over the cheesecake, and it just looks just scrumptious. It's just so beautiful. And if you also want to garnish with maybe a fanned strawberry or something like that, and have that strawberry and chocolate and cheesecake, it's quite amazing. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll have you guys see my whole kitchen. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this in my microwave for just, oh gosh, I'm going to start with 40 seconds, I think. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. And we're going to do that. And it's going to just add a great little topping to that. And really any kind of cheesecake that you do, you could add this as a delicious topping. So I've done the strawberry cheesecakes. I've done hazelnut cheesecakes. Sonia's turned me on to hazelnut extract. And so anyway, done lots and lots of cool stuff. So very good. So we're just going to keep stirring. Yeah, it's already getting melty and delicious. And yeah, it's going to be fabulous. Guys probably didn't know that's how you make ganache. Sounds really fancy, but it's just stirring up chocolate chips and little half and half, or a little heavy whipping cream. So not really fancy at all, but yeah, that's how you do it.
Perfect. Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
There's always one in the bunch asking for the recipe time and time again. And I just want everybody out there to know it's me in this group. I mean,
I love it, Sonia.
Always me. I had to ask Donna again last weekend for the egg recipe that I've gotten 1,000 times. I did put it in a safe place this time, Donna. So
very good.
After
Julie, Julie Brinson gave me a faux Starbucks egg bites recipe. I cannot wait to try. That's going to be my next thing. So, sorry
Honey,
guys, I'm sure
we need that recipe.
Oh my gosh, it looks so delicious. Oh yeah, this is coming along great. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys, I keep saying one more thing and then I'll be done. You know me, so keeps going on and on. All right, here it is. Ta-da! It's the bourbon maple dark balsamic from Tantera Farms. And so last weekend, if you go to a Super Bowl party at a dietitian's house, there's going to be some crazy vegetable kinds of stuff. So my grenache is done, basically. Show that to you guys. Doesn't it look fantastic? And so it's just pour that over my cheesecake. I'll do that now. But okay, I also am very, very picky. I don't like to eat anything that doesn't taste amazing. So I wasn't sure, but I jumped in. So Brussels sprouts, okay? I cut up about 6 or 7 slices of bacon and I cooked those in a pan. Okay, so I got all this bacon fat in there and all these little bacon bits and chunks of bacon and that kind of thing. I dumped some fresh, probably 2 or 3 cups of fresh Brussels sprouts in there. I stirred that bacon fat all over those Brussels sprouts. Okay. Then I put them in a pan, a baking dish, and I drizzled this maple syrup, bourbon maple syrup, balsamic all over those Brussels sprouts. So now we got the bacon fat and the Brussels sprouts. And then I put the bacon back in there and I stirred all that up. I put it in the oven for about 40 minutes on about 425, I think. Oh my gosh, they tasted like candy. I know it's crazy. I know you don't believe me, but I'm not joking when I tell you there was no vinegar taste. The Brussels sprout taste wasn't there. It just tasted like maple deliciousness. And I was not a believer until I tasted them. Brittany always talks about making those. Brittany Carpenter, other dietitian, she always talks about making those. I honestly didn't believe her. You know, it's one of those things like, yeah, you're a dietitian, you like gross stuff, but it was not. It was absolutely delicious. So I'm gonna make them all the time. Like that's what I ate for lunch the next day, and it was really fantastic. So, okay, and so for the finale here. I'm gonna take my cheesecake. I don't wanna, we're just gonna pour this deliciousness all over that. And I probably, so there's my cheesecake with amazing ganache and the chocolate chips. And so how fun would this be to have this dinner with your best friend or your husband or your spouse or whoever for this weekend, instead of going and fighting the crowds and wearing your mask and all of that. I think it sounds just wonderful to just stay at home and make something delicious like this. So
Yep.
yeah. All right, Rachel, are you anything else? Did she put her cheese? I don't know what happened to her.
Cleaning
Oh,
up.
there she is. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
Did you see that, Rachel?
Yes. Connie and I just said, Donna better bring that to the office tomorrow.
I just really enjoyed this. I like this Facebook Live. It's great because we can still be together, and you know, I've learned so much. See, I took notes.
Oh, Sonia,
That's so great.
it's hard to know, because it's hard with the video to show everything. And so I hope it was helpful.
Yeah.
It was
You
for
guys,
me.
yeah, thank you for all your participation too. That was really, really fun.
Yes. Donna, your cheesecake looks good. So you have at least 2 pieces saved?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see.
I don't want to have to share my piece.
Okay. See you, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Joining us.
Bye, Donna. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. All right. Here's Debbie. Okay, I'm going to end it so that I can figure out how to record or save the recording. Okay, guys.